On the right, Mary R. Hillard, founder of Westover, and Miss Lucy B. Pratt. Miss Hillard, again on the left, and Miss Helen Lamont. And those three women were the founders of Westover School, all coming from St. Margaret's School in 1909. Miss Lamont taught here for many years. Miss Hillard was headmistress until 1932. Nice to have close-ups. Students coming out of the Middlebury Congregational Church on Sunday. Church attendance either there or at St. John's Episcopal Church in Waterbury or at the Catholic Church was compulsory. Must be fall because they're quite warmly dressed. This is the trolley that took the girls into Waterbury down where the pizza place is now and the Greenway walkway. And these girls obviously have been into Sunday church at St. John's, and they're walking back up the hill to school. This is the height of fashion in 1922, 23. Walking up the hill to school. View from the Sallyport, obviously long before Lee House was ever thought of. Quadrangle with the original Westover and senior trees. Coming back from the start of school perhaps, or maybe coming back, I guess coming back the start of school. Out of that elegant car. Don't need a soundtrack to hear the squeals and joy. How are you? How was vacation? Field hockey. Notice they're wearing bloomers, black stockings, nitty blouses. In the background there with the basketball was played in the space between the Virginia House and the infirmary, which was built in 1940. Very austere front hall. The gypsy wagon, which I came by and sold knickknacks or sweets or to the girls. This is one of the many picnics held at Miss Hillard's farm out in Woodbury. The girls went out what's now Route 64 toward Quassapog and walked into Miss Hillard's farm. It was about, maybe a mile and a half. The gentleman that you just saw is Dr. Lewis, who was the rector of St. John's Episcopal Church in Waterbury. Outdoor chapel line. And if you notice, the stucco on the school is not in very good shape. It didn't last as long as it was supposed to last, so there was a period of time when the school looked a little raggedy. Outdoor chapel line was usually in the spring, but this might be fall. Because Mr. McClintock did the whole year. I assume he wasn't here every day. So come back in various seasons. This is Patrick bringing the mail, probably from the Middlebury post office, and that speaking to Miss Hillard, who was standing at the chapel door to greet him. Virginia House. Clock, quad in the quad clock. Chapel at Easter time. Depending on when Easter fell in the springtime, if it was early in March, the girls would be home on vacation. If it was later in April, they would be at school. And it was a lovely, lovely day that planned for us. Church and then a wonderful Easter dinner. A lovely service. Schoolroom, which was at the end, as you go down now, the end of Math Corridor, where you walk out into the, to go to the science library. That was hooked onto the school. I mean, you would have walked right directly into the schoolroom. Double desks, you chose your desk mate for the year. Dorcas down in Virginia House, in that right-hand room as you go in on the right-hand side. There was Junior Dorcas, which was all new girls, and they sewed mainly for the Wilfrid Grenfell mission in Labrador. We sewed layettes for babies. And then there was Senior Dorcas, which was sophomores and juniors, which was much smaller. Must be some fall tennis, because they've got their sweaters on. Those bloomers must have slowed them down somewhat. You notice the dormers on the third floor, which are no longer there. Original senior tree. Hillard House, which was the Mary Hillard Memorial Library until the building of the new library. Miss Leslie Clark, who owned her own horse and rode, obviously, probably every chance she got. She taught French and English history. Glee Club concert. Glee was led by the three heads themselves by nodding their heads. One of the heads had a pitch pipe, would give the pitch. This is a gateway that's no longer there, going down across South Street to go to Crossways. And that beautiful stone wall given by Mr. Whittemore, who was instrumental in Miss Hillard being able to acquire the land to build Westover. Crossways, cooking class. Girls went in groups of six or seven, one night a week, either in the spring or the winter term, planned their own meals, very elegant meals, and went, this is spring, they're eating out on the porch. But they made their own olive oil, and they ground the ice cream in the old ice cream maker. We're taught never to ask for the salt because it was an insult to the cook. Only thing I ever learned was the oven door is hot and your hand is cold, so use a pot holder. Inside of Crossways. Main room. Miss Hillard holding the loving cup. This was a ceremony just before graduation, and I have not been able to find anyone to tell me what kind of thing that she said. It happened every year. It's in the yearbooks up until 1938 when the cup was stolen. But I'm sure it was about life and graduation and moving out into the world. Lovely smile. She must have the art studio. Miss Helen Andrews, who came with Miss Hillard from St. Margaret's and taught art here up through the 40s. Calisthenics. During World War I, there was military drill out on the hockey field. It was just beginning to. Calisthenics and fitness for, well, really both men and women. This was probably maybe at recess lunch, class of 1923, with their banner and their mascot, which was a white polar bear. And they're walking out toward the basketball court, which was to the left of Virginia House, just a hard wooden, not wooden, hard surface, just soil. Those seniors. And the West would be lined up on one side and the Overs on the other. Those are the Wests marching, the banners. And still have the long walking skirts, corduroy walking skirts, and the midi blouses. This could either be West versus Overs, or it could have been the winner of the Westover series, and it could be the winning team playing the seniors. It was all intramural sports, no outside schools. Cheerleaders. Yes, they are. The Wests are playing the seniors, and they're winning ahead by 1. West captain in the West tree with booze, singing their West tree song. And that would be the senior captain with the senior mascot. And they're probably singing their class song. Now it's mid-morning break, recess lunch, around 11 o'clock, because lunch was not until 1:30. No classes after lunch. So classes having started at 8:30, it was nice to have a break at 11. Outside in good weather. That looks like as if they were having soup. Some days it was hot cocoa. Graduation circle, and of course no Lee House up the hill there. This would be the lanterns the morning after the lantern picnic.